4 more of these Hope Show left, and I might change up the editing template since these videos might be tad too long and they're not drawing any attention in, so maybe we'll give it a thumbnail makeover. Anyways, we'll see. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'll be discussing Are You Next? All-Rounder Part 2, and I'm gonna kind of compare my opinions to the actual ratings, so let's get into it. So these are the original rankings, and my rankings are not the same as this one, so I wanted to go ahead and show you what it looks like so you can compare and contrast if you want to know the difference. So number 1 was Money, number 2 was My Bag, and number 3 was Ty Cherry. Let's go. Red 5 diamonds in my bag. If you want to see it dance to be like that, I can't deal with any of the Fortune covers, except maybe Given or Taken. But like, why would I bother listening to this My Bag versus Jaddle's My Bag? Duh. But I can listen to like the 3rd or 2nd or 1st gen covers because I've never listened to this song, so the cover is probably my first exposure to it. Anyways, I very much disagree with the ratings for My Bag. Well, not too significantly, because Fana, Yeowon, and Haseol makes sense. I mean, it's not that they did terrible or anything, they just weren't as good as everyone else. Wonhee did do good. She does have really good vocals, but placing her higher than Jimin, Mocha, or Ruka is just a big no-no for me. Jimin definitely deserves top spot. She helped carry her groups twice now. And then Ruka is always so clean in her dance movement, and she was really fun to watch. It's mesmerizing to see her dance, especially in My Bag. Mocha, not as good as A Dream of You in my opinion, but it was good. So the 3 of them, I feel like, were more interesting performers than Wonhee, and they carried Ruka not really. But Mocha and Jimin carried their lines relatively well. So if I change rankings, I would change it to like Jimin, then Mocha, Jimin, Ruka, Mocha, Wonhee, and then Fana, Yeowon, and Haseol. If Jimin wasn't in this performance, I'd rank this like, well, this is the lowest ranking, but I would absolutely hate this performance. My Bag is probably one of my least favorite performances of all, and honestly, I don't see how it ranked 2nd. It belongs as 3rd. I feel like there needed to be more life in this performance. There wasn't enough that kept me captivated, and it was just weird. That group just looked weird together. Anyways, moving on. I can tie a cherry. Look, I got gold tongue. Supervision. Okay. The first time I saw this performance, I fell in love. For a really, really, really long period of time, Ty Cherry was my favorite Are You Next performance. It was iconic. It was so good. Because everyone did really well, except maybe Iris. Soyeon this is when she first started standing out to me. Anna honestly isn't that bad, especially being the youngest. She's really impressive. Moa, this was the one time I actually enjoyed watching Moa perform. She was in her element, she wasn't overperforming, and that Razzie shot always will be iconic. Minju didn't stand out to me as much as she does in other performances. It's still good nonetheless. Love those vocals. Mother Jiwoo for real. And I love seeing her versatility. It's so cool to see her do all these different concepts. And Hamena, she fits this concept perfectly. She also has good versatility in my opinion. For the most part, I sort of agree with these rankings. I would switch them around a little bit. I do agree with Iris being last. Maybe put Soyeon in front of Enna. I don't know if I would put Jiwoo in front of Himena or not. Honestly, I would tie the 2 because Himena really stole the show, honestly. But Jiwoo is always mothering whenever she performs. The fact that this one got 3rd and not My Bag drives me crazy because they had so many good performers. Honestly, they all performed really well together. If you had thrown Iris out of that, it would have been a perfect performance, reminding you that they're only trainees and not idols, and they do pretty flawless. Love the part when Minju drops that cherry, or when Hamina throws off her jacket, or just seeing the way Jiwoo changes her facial expressions, or Moa's Razzie shot, like I already told you. Just the class. It's elegant, but it's baddie. You know what I mean? It's perfect. And I love this song too. I've never heard this song and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like my new favorite song ever. When I first heard this one, I kind of hated it. I don't know why I hated it though, because they had a lot of good trainees in this group. People said stuff about auto-tuning and whatever, but I'm kind of slow when it comes to things like that, so we're gonna pretend there wasn't any auto-tune, or I couldn't tell because I couldn't tell. So, Chanel, Youngso, Yuna, those three, perfect, lovely. Haewon was a little monster. I loved her. She was a great singer in this performance. Probably one of my favorite performances she's ever had to do. Jihyun slays in a beanie. Jongin, I love seeing her so upbeat and jumping. And Aroha, definitely saw her a lot too. This group overall, they match the vibe perfectly. It just seems like, when you see these 7 girls, you'd put them in a concept like this, if that makes sense. Do I agree with these ratings? I guess so. I feel like they were all good, so they all deserve high scores, and I'm very glad they got number 1. Let me double check to see if they did get high scores. I put them all out of order. So Youngso should be 1, Aroha is 2, Haewon is 3, Jihyun is 4, Chanel's 5, Jonghyun is 6, and Yuna is 7. Bruh, the judges were like hating on Yuna so much for having like 1 second line. I don't really know the process of how they line distribute or whatever, but I mean, they got relatively all high scores. The lowest is like 580, which is not bad at all. So I hate how Jonghyun always gets such low scores though. Like one of the lowest scores. Anyways, let me stop sobbing. So contradictory of what I just said about like how I can't stand 4th gen covers. This Money one, honestly, some days I prefer listening to it over Lisa's. Not that Lisa's is bad or anything, but I love the excitement of there being so many line switches since, Money by Lisa is a solo song, and here they are using it as a group performance, and it's so fun. Love that dance break, which is probably my favorite out of the 3. Kind of hated the Thai Cherry one. I just want to listen to them sing in like rap, not dance break, because it's so weird. And the My Bag, well, I never listened to the My Bag, so I just love this performance a lot. I love their voices in it, and it's just very captivating, very upbeat, very exciting. Overall, one of my favorite rounds of all time, except My Bag. But yeah, so I would rank Money and Thai Cherry both as number 1. I couldn't decide. And then 3rd, or I guess 2nd, would be My Bag. To an extent, I do agree to some of their rankings, but sometimes it just makes me really mad. Anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be working on the next one. And I'm fixing to start making videos for all the things I need to catch up on. So,